What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. The moment has finally come. I am so excited to finally be able to tell you guys that NBA is back. Now, I know we were dominating the preseason. Over at greenlightdfs.com, we dominated preseason. We did not lose, and we had multiple takedowns already through preseason. All right, so hit up greenlightdfs.com, join the squad. That's the only smart thing to do. Anyways, welcome in. If you are new to my channel, I do a high five, okay, where I put my 5 core plays in this video, and we talk about why I love these guys. We'll kind of browse other options as well, and just kind of talk about the ways we like to go on this 2 game slate. Now, I want to say something real quick, and then I'm going to announce a giveaway. All right, it is only 2 games tonight, so live to fight another day for tonight until the better slate tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna have more games tomorrow coming up, and the season's starting. I know everybody's excited. I'm excited, so I'm not saying don't bet what you want to bet, but I'm just saying you know you don't go wild because it is only 2 game slate. Okay, there could be a million different people with the same lineup. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it now. I want to announce a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited basketball is back. I want to give $100 away to one of you. Drop a like down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and comment anything down in the comment section to enter your name into the giveaway. I will be announcing the winner tomorrow morning. Okay? $100 to one of you. Just make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. All right, y'all. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get straight into it. Now, we have the Clippers and the Lakers facing each other, and then we have Golden State and the Nets facing each other. Now, the Nets is a rejuvenated team right here. All right, this is a definitely playoff bound squad. This is a really good Nets team. Okay, going against even with Curry in, I think Golden State's definitely going to be way more improved than we saw last year because I mean, come on, Curry missed most of the year last year. It was rough, but still, it's going to be a tough battle for Golden State this year. Okay, now they do have Wiggins, they do have Oubre, guys who can really, they can score the ball. Pascal is solid. The new rookie Wiseman is going to be solid. I really see a bright future on him. Draymond Green will be back eventually. So the team's got some potential, but for right now, we're missing some guys, and we'll get into that matchup in a little bit. Now, Clippers and Lakers. This to me seems like the game that is going to be very tight down to the wire. I feel like this game is going to be the close game. This is a playoff type of matchup right here. This is the game that will be close. This is the Brooklyn Golden State game. You have a small chance of starters being pulled if it gets out of hand. Okay, it is only the first game of the year, but still, if the game gets out of hand, the game gets out of hand. Now, will it get out of hand to the point where they need to pull starters in game one? Probably not. So with that being said, Golden State and Brooklyn, this is the best fantasy matchup you can possibly get. Okay. Now the Clippers and Lakers, this game is going to be tight, and this is going to be a defensive battle. It's going to be a very solid game. It's going to be a close game. So you're going to want to get some exposure to it for sure because this game's going to stay tight. Golden State, Brooklyn, this is going to be a fast-paced game. There's young players on both sides of this. A lot of shots being put up. Fantasy purposes, this is a fantastic game to target. Let me start it out with saying Stephen Curry is locked, in my opinion. Okay, you don't have Klay Thompson this season again. Draymond is still out. Okay, Curry was taking tons of shots during the preseason. I believe he averaged like 18 shot attempts per preseason game, and that was just the preseason playing like 24 minutes. Okay, now he's going to go up to his usual allotment of minutes. This is a huge matchup against Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant for Stephen Curry, going against his boy KD. This is a very interesting matchup. I love Curry. Curry is probably my favorite point per dollar play here. He's going to take so many shots in this matchup against Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie does not play defense. Plain and simple, we know that by now. Kyrie doesn't play defense, so it is what it is. Curry is going to carry this team on his back. I love Curry at 9-3 in this matchup against Brooklyn. And like I said, when it comes to the game I want the most exposure to just off fantasy purposes and back and forth and speed of the game, it's Golden State Brooklyn. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about a few values in this game. Let's start off at small forward. I'm going to talk about Joe Harris. Joe Harris for Brooklyn. Now, Joe Harris is a three-point savant. He is under 5K. All of the attention being on Kyrie Irving and KD. Both of those guys are solid facilitators as well. So drawing all that attention from Golden State, I can see a ton of kickouts to Joe Harris, a ton of open three-pointers for Joe, and I mean he's just a solid option to me on a slate where we don't have a ton of value outside of Wiseman, outside of some other guys that I'm going to talk about. There's not a ton of value on the slate, but yet we have a good bit of studs. So you have to, on a two-game slate, you have to figure out how you're going to save some money and get down to guys who you feel comfortable with. And Joe Harris is a guy who can rack up the threes. This is a very good matchup for shooting guards against Golden State. I don't see them improving anywhere. Their perimeter defense is going to be absolutely garbage without Klay Thompson. So Joe Harris should be able to knock down some threes in this matchup. Let's go to the other value that I was thinking of. Eric Paschall. Eric Paschall is going to be the starting power forward for this squad as long as Draymond Green is out. He is only 3-8, and like I said, the fastest paced game on the slate. The most fantasy points probably being put up here in this game. Eric Paschall, 3-8. I shouldn't need to explain this too much. Like I said, Wiseman, the rookie, is not going to be full load yet. Draymond Green is out. So Eric Paschall is the guy that we saw many times last season, can put up a lot of points in a hurry. And at 3-8, I really, really love him. With Curry in there, Curry can, these little slick passes he can do and stuff. It'll make him even better. So I really like Paschall at 3-8 as a value play on this slate. Him and Joe Harris are really solid options in my opinion. All right. Now, let's go ahead and go to center. I'm going to go Serge Ibaka. Now, hear me out. Serge Ibaka is a very solid down low defender. And what is the situation with the Lakers? You have to be able to stop. You have to be able to play good defense inside because AD will eat you alive if you don't. Okay? Now, them adding Serge Ibaka definitely beefed that up. Serge is projected to be the starting center for this Clipper squad. On top of that, you have Marcus Morris is going to be missing it for the Clippers. Okay, Marcus Morris is going to be missing the season opener for the Clippers. All right, that is a bump to my boy Serge Ibaka. That's a bump to my boy Nicholas Batum. Okay, so at the end of the day, I really, really love this situation for Serge Ibaka, and the main reason here too is look, we know the Lakers, a big-time Lakers player happens to be a big man, AD. AD can shoot threes, but a lot of times he does damage down low. I expect the Clippers to have to play a lot of Serge Ibaka because Ibaka is their best down low defender. Plain and simple. They've got Kawhi and Paul George who are great defenders on their own. Don't get me wrong, but neither of them can guard AD. AD is way too big. So Serge Ibaka size, they're going to need him down low. I expect him to play some good minutes with his defensive prowess down low. And with Marcus Morris out, that's just a bump. That's an added benefit. And there's no way Zubac can handle AD. All right, so I like Serge as well. And those are the three value guys, Joe Harris, Eric Paschall, and Serge Ibaka, that I'm really liking to be able to get some goodness around in your lineup. Now, to finish it off, all those guys, majority of those guys are Golden State, Brooklyn, and don't get me wrong, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, love those guys, okay? Love those guys. But at the end of the day, I can't put everybody into this high five. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, let's look in the matchup for these guys if you are going to spend up. Now, I'm not going to have much Kawhi Leonard, probably not even going to have much LeBron James or Anthony Davis, to be honest, because KD, Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry, these are my favorite spend-up guys because Kyrie Irving has something to prove this year. He's coming out firing. He's only 8'5", so he's fantastic value. If you want to save off of a chalky Curry, I would expect Curry to probably be chalky. If you want to get sneaky off of Curry, I completely understand going Kyrie Irving. Or you can go Kyrie Irving if you're able to find some more money over this guy, Paul George. Love Paul George in this game. Paul George is a guy who shows up for matchups like this. Okay, plain and simple. Paul George is an absolute killer on the court. We know that. Okay, he is a beast. Okay, plain and simple. Now, in a game that I'm expecting to stay close, we are getting a stud. Now, don't get it twisted. Paul George is a stud that can drop 50 or more Draftkings points. I know Kawhi Leonard is there and all, but we saw it last season. Paul George is a stud that can drop over 50 or more. And under 8K, we are getting a stud under 8K where you're not able to really find that on this slate. Okay, we don't know what to expect out of guys like Karis LeVert at 6'5". Now that Durant is on the squad and Kyrie Irving is healthy, we don't really know what we're gonna get out of Wiggins and Oubre's of the world. You know, it's question marks with all these spots. Spencer Dinwiddie, Dennis Schroeder, both of those guys are okay, but we're not super comfortable with them. So I really like the idea of Paul George here in a game that should be tight. I expect Paul George to show up and be the Paul George that we love here against the Lakers squad. You know he loves to show up in these type of matchups against stars like that on the other side. So I'm really loving it. And the main thing here that I want to reiterate is the Clippers and Lakers game should be a battle down to the wire. Okay, this should be a very good game. I'm expecting it to be a close matchup. And guys have to play a ton of minutes and this be a playoff type caliber. Both these teams, you want to start the season off with a W. Plain and simple. You want to start the year off with a W. Expect them to both come out playing their hearts out. Really love Paul George here. He gets us the cheapest option. He is the cheapest stud on this slate in a game that is close. Plain and simple. Now let's go back over it. Stephen Curry going against Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving does not play defense. Stephen Curry is 9'3", but he is going to take the most shots on this slate, most likely. Joe Harris is a value. He's 4'8". I am expecting a lot of easy open three-pointers for Joe Harris here with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving facilitating and drawing the attention of the defense. Joe Harris should be able to get threes. By the way, Klay Thompson is a fantastic perimeter defender. Without him, that is a big loss on that perimeter. So expect three-point shooters to shine against Golden State this year. Once again, just like last year. Eric Paschall at power forward. Really love the value here. I think he's probably going to end up chalk, but it is what it is. Some free squares you just eat. And Eric Paschall at 3'8", starting power forward. I love him against Brooklyn. And then we have Serge Ibaka and Paul George. Marcus Morris is out for the Clippers, and on top of that, Serge Ibaka is going to be needed for his defense down low here. I feel like the Clippers literally got him solely for this reason. You need a solid down low defender to handle the Lakers and AD, and expect a good bit of minutes out of Serge Ibaka. With that being said, he is a fantastic defender. Expect him to be utilized a lot down low. I really love Serge. He's a starting center on this squad. He's only 5'2", so he's a decent value as well. And then Paul George. Paul George is a stud, plain and simple, and he's only 7'8". You're getting another stud. That's the whole issue is on 4-game slates, you got to find what you want to do. Okay? Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, all these guys are in play. You can play Wiseman. Okay, if you want to save off Ibaka, you don't love Ibaka, you think Ibaka struggles, that's fine. You can go Wiseman against Brooklyn, that's fine at 4'9". The rookie will not play a ton of minutes, but he can put up some minutes in a hurry. Who else do we got that is value? Patrick Beverly you could play. All these guys are okay options. They're all fine. Kyle Kuzma just signed a 3-year contract with the Lakers. So you know he's going to come out there balling off the bench. But that's it. Curry, Joe Harris, Eric Paschall, Serge Ibaka, and Paul George. Curry and Paul George are the spend-ups here on the high five. Those are the core guys that I really like here because Paul George is a stud at a good price range. If you want to go from Paul George to Kyrie Irving, I completely understand that. If you're able to, do other things around it, I have found that savings to Paul George helps me out a lot in my builds, so that's why I have it. All right, good luck, y'all. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad. Good luck on this 2-game slate. Remember, it's only 2 games. Take it easy, and then ramp up your spending a little bit as the season starts out, and this contests get bigger and more games and shit. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys. Good luck. Peace.